Imagine ordering 100,000 parts for your new project just to find out that the material stretches out and the parts don't function in your end application. At this point, you're not just redesigning the product to get it to work, you're wasting time, materials, money, and potentially delaying your whole schedule. That's why die cut trials exist. In this video, we're gonna break down why die cut trials are preferred for most jobs, what goes into them, and how they might be a good path forward for your next project. Before we talk about why die cut trials matter so much, first, let's talk about what they are. A die cut trial is essentially a smaller scale or volume run produced on production level tooling and a production level process to see how your part is going to be made and how it'll function at scale. The goal isn't just to deliver samples. It's to validate a production process that's going to yield in-spec parts that will function well in your application. This means testing how material behaves on press, determining whether tolerances can be realistically achieved, verifying the tooling setup, evaluating waste levels, checking assembly performance, and identifying any issues that might come up before you order at large scale. Think of it as a scrimmage match before the real production match begins. The first reason that companies will request and run a trial with their converter is to determine the manufacturability and the feasibility of their part. Just because a part looks good on paper does not mean it's going to be produced efficiently. When Strauss receives a drawing for a new project, our engineering team is going to review that to see if there's any concerns with that part going to scale or requiring a trial. Sometimes a part might have really tight tolerances on its drawing, or the materials that are called out are going to create production challenges. Reason number two is all about checking your tolerances. In die cutting, tolerances are everything. They help determine if your part is going to fit, align, or just simply work in your end application. What many people don't realize is that one material compared to another material might perform completely different in a production environment. And sometimes the ways that we are able to hit your tolerance is by slowing the press down, maybe swapping out a liner for something with a different release value, or changing the die cutting process entirely. Another major reason that die cut trials matter is proof of process. When you're prototyping your part, production methods like laser cutting or digital die cutting are often used because they're tool-free, have a lower cost in MOQ, and can help get you samples quick. But those processes don't always accurately represent how those parts will be made at production scale. If you're testing a laser cut part when your part at production will be made using rotary tooling, it might not be a good example for you to test how it works in your process. In many industries, like medical manufacturing, trials also play a huge part of validations, FDA submissions, and making sure that your part is ready to be accepted by the user base. This validation ensures that your part is going to perform in its intended way in the real-world application. These verification methods also ensure that your part meets all of the design and engineering requirements. Let's take a look at a recent project that Strauss worked on that really benefited from having a die cut trial. A customer reached out to us with a medical monitoring device application that we helped design the stack up that would bond it to the skin. Part of their original design called out a polypropylene liner on the stack up. When we ran the die cut trial, we found that that polypropylene liner would stretch under tension when the parts were being cut, and then when the parts were finished, it would come back to shape. This caused the alignment that we were measuring in process to not match how the parts measured after process. Because we identified this issue during the die cut trial, we were able to find a new material that did not create this condition and solve it before it went to scale. Skipping a trial might save you some time or money up front, but it can definitely create problems for you later. Production always involves small process adjustments. There are hundreds of small variables that need refinement, such as die positioning, tension settings, materials, speed calibration, and more. If those details aren't sorted out during your die cut trial, they end up getting sorted out at your production level run instead. And that can mean longer delays, more inconsistent parts, a higher percentage of scrap, and higher overall costs. In some cases, skipping a die cut trial can lead to you getting parts that are non-conformative and fail in your application entirely. At the end of the day, A die cut trial is really about mitigating risk and potential impact long-term. It's the setup that bridges the gap between we think this will work and we know this will work. If you or your team are working on a project right now that you think might be a good candidate for a die cut trial, working with an experienced converter like Strauss can help you understand if that is worthwhile and mitigate those risks before they happen to you in the real world. Feel free to check out our Learning Center for more information about these die cut trials or other converting topics, or feel free to reach out to us directly. Thanks for watching.